Hello guys, in this video I will show you how to copy investors on Etoro. But first of all, I just want to mention, please don't forget to subscribe for a chance to win a new iPhone 13. So let's jump into it. First you have to open your Etoro account, and here you will have to go to the menu, and in the menu you have to scroll down to the Discover section, and in the Discover section you are going to tap on the Copy People menu. And when you will open up the Copy People menu, here you will see a lot of very interesting statistics. They have different groups for top traders, which are copied by others. The first one is most copied in the last year. And here you will see a list, not the full list. You can also see the full list if you tap here, but the top 5 copied people in the last year. Now the important information here is these two numbers. The first one represents the risk rate that this investor is taking. So it means that they are investing in riskier stocks, cryptocurrencies, and other commodities, which represent high risk. But as we all know, in investments, a higher risk represents a higher profit margin. I mean, a possible profit margin, but also represents a higher risk to lose your investments. So these investors, this number will go higher if they are following a riskier investment strategy. And here you will see the percentage that their portfolio has grown in the last 1 year. So if you have started copying this investor 1 year ago, then your investments would have grown with 62%. Now, a very interesting fact here is that, as you can see, as we are explained before, lower risk represents lower profit margins. This investor has a rate 1 rating in the risk panel, but also has a 5.5 percent profit margin. We can also check it out. What are those investments that represent such a low profit margin but such stable investments? We can see, yes, exactly, that's what I thought. He is investing in currencies, in Australian currency, in euro, in USD, in a Japanese currency, and also gold. So these are very stable investments, but they cannot generate a high profit because these investments represent whole economies, so it cannot grow that fast. So your investments wouldn't create such profits, but it is very stable. If you are new to investing, maybe you don't want to take that high risk, so you can follow this kind of investments. But if you want to grow fast, you have to go for riskier choices. So this is the first section. If we scroll down here, we will see the second section is trending in the last 12 months. So trending means that these investors are growing very fast in popularity. You can also check how many people are following this investor. I'm not sure, probably here. Yes. So as we can see, 550 people is following this investor, and they just started following it in the last few months. So that's why he's trending. And here's an average, how much money was invested under this investor, which means that people that are copying this investor have invested this much money, around $300,000 to $1,000,000. His investment portfolio is 50% stocks, 44% crypto, around almost 2% ETFs, almost 2% indices, and 1.2% currencies. That's how his portfolio is sectioned, and you can start copying him, and from that point all the transactions that he takes will be copied automatically by Etoro. So this is the second section. As you can see, these trending investors have very high growth rate, 92%. I'm guessing that these high growth rates are because of the cryptos, because as we saw, He had almost 50% of the investments in crypto, which are very volatile. They can grow in very fast, but they can also fall very fast. Probably that's why, as we seen in the first example, this guy with the one risk level, he didn't have any cryptos, not even stocks. So that's the second section. The third section is the long-term stock investors in the last 2 years. As you can see, all of them are 6. This one is 5 risk rate, but the growth is quite impressive. The first one produced 137% growth, which is very high. Let's check out how many people are following him. It's a very nice growth rate. Yeah, 780 people. Yeah, you should also know that these investors receive compensation, receive money from Etoro by growing their following. So they are inclined to do this and post. As you can see, they are using it as a social media platform almost. So these are the long-term investors. Here are the long-short investors in the last 12 months with all the different risk rates and profit margins, and the multi-strategy investors. Here you can go deeper, you can view the whole lists with the investors, you can research everything. What I would recommend for you is to check out what is their return rate and risk score, and then compare it, because you can find very interesting things. For example, this investor is a lot better than this one, because his risk score is with 2. It's lower with 2 points in comparison to this investor, but his returns are higher. So it means that he made a lot smarter choices than this investor. So that's the main rule. You should look for higher return rates on lower risk scores. So those are the best investments in my opinion. That's it for this video. I hope it was helpful for you. If it was, please consider subscribing, and see you in the next one. Bye.